I'm Angie. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I've missed you. I'm still working. I gotta finish that one poem. I haven't put enough attention to it. But anyway, so I've been working on these. I got this new silicone mold this week. Got all these different shapes. Same one as Daniel Cooper, because I do follow him and I love his tips and tricks and all the interesting things that he does. So I've been working on these heart charms. These are something that I created myself, but using the little windows holographic pages. This is one that, like the last one I did, I used my heat gun and made some designs in it, just heated it up a little bit, and it gets these really cool designs. Now this one has a blue iridescent, which is my absolute favorite one. So I've just wanted to show you guys a couple of these, and we're gonna make one similar to these. This is with the blue holographic paper. Look at that. Well, it's not paper, but you know, I mean, that is super cool with my gold flake. And then this is it with the silver flake with a white background. I think both of them look really, really cool. So we're gonna work on making one of those right now. So we're actually gonna make a square one because I have a few squares, but you know, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, I've made 6 hearts now. So we're gonna swap it out and we're gonna make a square one. So we just basically, I'm just gonna cut my shape out right here. I like to use as little of the paper as possible so I don't waste it either, because it's so cool. And if I could just buy the blue, I don't know, there's just something about the blue that's just so amazing. The way it shows up. Let me see if that's, now when I hold this up to the light, I see yellow and red, but I think the way it's showing now, it's like blue and green. It's just so cool. I just love this. The whole, that's a little large, so we're gonna trim that just a hair. See how that fits in our square. Hey, that rhymed. Okay, that's pretty close. Let me just straighten these edges here. If you don't straighten the edges, they kind of lift up a little bit while you're trying to seal it in. So I don't want that to happen, because then that kind of creates bubbles. So, all right, there's that. So now what I want to do, what I've done with these hearts is I've started with a layer of silver flakes or gold flakes, and I just mix that with the resin. So we're just going to put some resin in our cup here. This is UV resin, and I do love, love, love UV resin because my stuff is, I mean, it's done right away and they're ready to go. I just think that's so much fun. So then we're going to get our foil here, and this is very, very interesting. We don't want to use too much, but we're just going to put a few little pieces. I just use my little scissors here and just cut off a few little pieces in right into the resin. And when you mix it in, it actually looks like maybe more than what you thought it was. Okay. That's pretty much all we need there. There's another little piece stuck to my glove. Okay, that's it for the foil flakes. Remember, I got those at Walmart. Got silver and gold, so I can make silver or gold. So let's mix that together. Can you guys see that? We don't need a whole bunch because it's not the focal point. The focal point is actually going to be the, oh, that paper. All right, we're gonna pour that in here. Just gonna make a little layer. Just moving the silver around a little bit so it's semi-even. It doesn't have to be totally even. I mean, it doesn't have to really be any kind of evenness or whatever. All right. Then I do like to torch it just to eliminate the bubbles. And then we're gonna go ahead and cure that. We'll put that on 90 seconds. Then while that is curing, I'm gonna take, this has got a little bit of interference blue in it. It's got a little bit of diamond dust in it, and it has a little bit of black in it. So it's kind of like a silvery, like a dark silvery gray, but I'm gonna add just a little more black to it, just to make it a little darker as a background for that blue. And it's gonna make it pop that much more. So just need the tiniest bit, and we're just gonna drop that right in there. I guess you guys can't see that part, but, and then we're gonna mix it in. That just makes it a little bit darker, but it's all nice and sparkly, and I don't know if you can see that through this way, but that's all nice and sparkly. So that is ready to go. Let me close this up before I spill it everywhere. And yes, that has happened. I think I told you that before. I did it with the diamond dust. Tons of fun to clean up because it's so fine. So fine. All right, let's see if that's, okay, that's cured, that's good. So now what we're gonna do is put another very thin layer of our UV resin, hard type, in here. And then we're gonna stick our little windows holographic film to that. So what I do is take my little stick here, it's just a, you know, it's a just a little stick that I bought, like some craft sticks or whatever in a pack, and I just cut them and then sharpen the edges so that I can use it as like a point. We'll put that in there, try and get all the bubbles out. In there, I don't see any bubbles except for right here in this corner, but when we're curing it, we can just put it on 60 seconds, and then sometimes I'll just push that wherever I think it might have a bubble in it. I'll just push it down, and that way it pushes the bubble out, and then it cures it just that way without it being having any bubbles behind it. So we're just going to cure that for 60 seconds, and then we're going to put another coat of clear over that. Put that aside, and then we're going to put our dark color on the back, and then that's going to make that pop. It's really going to be fantastic. So our black is ready to go. We always use, you know, I have been wearing my gloves lately because I don't like the way the resin feels on my fingers. When I get it on there, they get all sticky, and then I have to use the alcohol and whatnot. Okay, we're done with that. That's cured. Actually, we're gonna turn it over and cure the other side because before I put the black on, it's just easier to do it that way. So I cure it that way too. I made this too. I don't know if you guys can see that. I used two different types of the little windows, holographic pages. So I made two little squares with one kind, and then I put those in the resin and then put another kind behind it. I think that one turned out really cool. Still need to start my Etsy store. I haven't done that yet, but I made so many necklaces with so many of the charms that I've made already. I have so many, like it is a lot. I've probably got 75, I think. Half of them are on black and half of them are on like an ivory colored ribbon. So they're actually really cool, really cool. So much fun to make too. So different, so unique. They're all just different kinds. I really want to do like a craft show somewhere, but that would be fun as well. Okay, that's done. Okay, let's put our dark color over the back of here, and we're gonna seal in that. I think I said we were gonna do a coat of clear over that, but we're gonna do Apparently we're doing the dark. And then we'll put a coat of clear over that, just to make sure it's all sealed in. Either way, I mean, it just adds a layer of depth to it, I think, when you add more layers. The clear layer may have added another layer of depth to it, but we're gonna do this, and then we'll do another layer of clear over that. So let me torch that, pop those little bubbles, and we'll do another 90 seconds on that one, and then we wait. And then we're gonna put clear over it, and then I'll flip it over, and you guys are gonna see how flipping cool it is. I just kind of make some little things with the leftovers, just make some little, there's some little squares, those are gold squares, you know, or I do, that's what's left of the silver in the clear. I just sometimes, and then I can put those into, you know, any of these shapes as, you know, like a floating, there's a gold one, as like a floating piece or whatever. I've got some little round gold ones. I've got, this one kind of looks like a fingernail. Just sparkly, leftover sparkly. So I can do it, you know, whatever with those. I think that's kind of how I ended up on this one, was with, you know, I had two pieces on it. I mean, I had two pieces that I'd made just to see what they look like, and then I was like, okay, cool, let's put them into a piece, you know, and that'll look even cooler. I did make one little heart. That's a mini heart. That one came out pretty cool. I just need to put one of these. I got a pack of these glue on. I don't want to call it a bezel. It's not. I don't know, necklace hanger thing. If you put in the comments what it's called, if somebody knows. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is, but well, let me see if it's on the package. It says silver glue on ball, pendants finding. Okay, that is less descriptive than what I said. Okay, so here we are. That is cured. It's still warm. We are going to put one coat of clear over that. Well, you know what? Let's pop it out first, because I do like to sand the edges and then put the clear on after that. So let's sand those edges real quick. And I do like to do it where it doesn't disturb anything else I'm working on, but because we're on camera at the moment, we're gonna do it right here. Just because these edges, sometimes they're just a little raised. I like them to be not so raised, so it feels, you know, uniform. And then I'll just throw a coat of clear over the back of that, just so you don't see those little pieces. So we want to find a smaller square, and we can use that to set it in. Can you see that? Just to balance it, basically, which it sort of works, but I don't know. Not the greatest, but it's good in theory, but it doesn't work the greatest. So anyway, so I just work this to the edges, trying to make it uniform all the way around, so it goes on nice and smooth, and it has a shiny texture, and we don't have any lumps or bumps anywhere when we cure it. So, all right, that looks pretty good. Let's torch it. Torched. Let's cure it. I use 90 seconds a lot, and I also use 150 seconds a lot, more so than the 60 seconds. I don't know, maybe I just don't trust that that's long enough, but I did find that I had ordered this a long time ago, but I did find this is a a UV light. I don't know if you can see that, but I've been using it a lot for curing really small pieces. Like when I put my lobster claws on with their little hoops, I was finding that some of them were just coming off of the ribbon that I was using, and I don't want people to be wearing a necklace and for it to fall off, and then they're like, oh, well, what happened? So I've been just putting the tiniest piece of resin on where the pieces come together on the actual little hoop, and then sealing that, and then I use this to seal it, and this, you know, it cures it in like 2 seconds. So, and then they don't come open, and then you can't lose your charm or your necklace. So, all right, that should be just about done. It is. All right, are you guys ready? Let's flip it over. Ready? Look at that. That is beautiful, except for this corner. What happened in this corner? I don't know, but I'm gonna cry now because that is just such a beautiful piece, but this corner is missing. What happened? There must have been a bubble there and I didn't see it. Wow. Well, let's see if we can fix it. So, turn that off. We are gonna just put some clear in this corner. Let's use our little light here. I think I need to change the batteries. It's looking a little dull. It's a little UV light and it really works really, really well. It does take 2 AA batteries, which I used it so much making those necklaces. I may need to change it out, change the batteries out and put some new ones in, which is fine. Oh, I'm so sad because this came out so stinking cool. So cool. Yep, that's cured. But it's still a really, really cool piece. Really, really. Look at that. Oh, the design with the blue behind it. I wonder what it would look like if I used that blue little windows. I'm gonna have to layer that. And then did a blue background behind that with the silver or with the gold or with gold. I can use gold flake too. I don't know, that would be really cool. Let me see if I can add some more of this. And I may need to add another top coat on top of that over the whole thing just to make it uniform so that it's not so noticeable that this was a bubble. I mean, at least it's not actually in the actual resin. It's, I mean, it was in the resin obviously, but not stuck in the resin to where I can't fix it. I mean, that looks better. It's still a little off, misshapen. I may just add another dot of resin to it. And I might have to shape it with my Dremel just so that it, I don't know. I don't like putting too many coats over the top, only because sometimes it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if they're actually, if it's smooth. You know, if you add the coat here, because it's so detailed and it's hard to tell if it's smooth. So that's cured. I mean, it's smooth now, but I mean, if I were to add a coat over the top of it, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's all the way smooth because of all the detail in it. I'm definitely gonna have to file that with my Dremel. You probably hear the dryer in the background. Always doing some kind of laundry, it feels like, or often at least, but it gets done. Everything gets done like it's supposed to. I don't want it to be soft though. If I try and put it under here for, this is a little brighter than what I got. I mean, this is pretty potent, but I do need more batteries in it, I think. It's starting to look a little low. But I got a little leftover silver here. Just a little, just a tiny bit. I mean, there's a piece of silver there. That I could probably pour into something. This may look cool with a white background too. I do like it with a white background. Well, I like it with the black background too. I like it with the silver background. I did make this one earlier with one of the squares like this. Like these squares. Woo! These squares. Well, they're not normally connected, but I over poured, so I put that in the middle, and then I kind of did I don't know if you can tell, but when it's upside down in the thing, I just poured the blackish blue around it and just kind of let it drip in there so it would do like a different type of design, which it kind of did. But then I put the gray over it, so came out cool. Well, maybe I should just put the clear over the top and hope that it doesn't show. Well, let's try that, but let's put it on something. I mean, we can put it on. All right, let's try that. Can you guys see? I know it's not as close as it could be. But here we go. Let's put this, just put some clear over the top. I just kind of blob it on as much as I think will cover, at least in a smooth layer. And then I just kind of spread it around with my stick. And then when I think it's covered, I'll cure it real quick. I don't want it to drip down the sides either. Yeah. All right, let's cure that real quick. Hopefully that will be it. But what do you guys think? Has anybody gotten into any resin stuff since I've showed one or two, well, I mean, since I've started showing my videos? Has anybody, or is that something you're interested in? Is it cool? I mean, I did get so many colors when I was at Hobby Lobby. Like, these are little powder colors. I like them better than the liquid, only because these will mix with the resin, it seems, better than the liquid. I think I said that in my last one. The liquid, sometimes if you use too much or whatever the case is, sometimes it will cause it to be sticky and not cure all the way. So, and I don't like that. I don't want any of my pieces to be sticky. Then I had to figure out a different way to cure them, which one of the tricks that I think I got it from Daniel Cooper, was to put your piece in water and then put your light over top of that, and that'll help cure it as well. I don't know how it works or why. Also, to put it under a dome, like you could use this and flip it over with no water in it, of course, and then cure through that. Somehow it keeps the, I don't know, keeps the oxygen from getting to it while it's curing. I don't know. I don't know why it works or how, but it seems to work. So if I have any pieces that haven't cured, you know, or whatever, then I'll do that little tip, use that little tip. Okay, it dripped on the back, which I flippin' hate. But it is cured on the front. It looks pretty good, even though that side is still a little, but you know what? We can just kind of flip it and maybe put the bezel on an angle. You know, we could put, not the bezel, yeah, well, whatever it's called, the little thing, and hang it on an angle. I mean, that would be cool too. Anyway, that was fun. That was fun and so pretty. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having fun. And I hope I inspired you guys to maybe get into doing a little bit of resin art. I mean, UV resin, like, it's ready right now. I really want to do a craft show, which I've never done before, ever. Where I can just be making these while people are walking by and buying stuff, you know what I mean? Where I can just be making more of them. And, you know, that's why I like the UV resin, because it's ready almost immediately, and you can just keep making stuff. You don't have to wait 24 hours like regular resin. You have to wait. I know you can make bigger stuff that way, but, and I do want some things that I would be able to make with bigger molds, but at this point, I'm having so much fun with this program. So anyway, I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to my channel, please. And if you liked what we did today, give me a thumbs up, just so that this video gets around a little more, because, you know, my videos for some reason aren't showing so much, or aren't getting a lot of views. A couple of them have, like my Fred from the backyard. I mean, when I was the little green lizard, I mean, that got over 1,000 views. I was like, wow, how did that happen? But, you know, some of the ones that I put a little more heart into, I would like for them to get around to more people, so more people can appreciate the art and see the art, and hopefully be inspired to make something of theirs, you know, make something of their own with their own creativity. Anyway, I'm yapping, as my daughter would say. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one.